Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to Daily Distinction. Yes, you can see I am in the studio in the office today, playing a lot of catch up. Obviously, since we took the 3 days to do the Distinction Summit last week. Can you believe last week, just last week, we were sitting there doing the Distinction Summit a week ago today. We were right in the midst of it. And man, what a week. And great following up with everybody. It's just hard to believe that where did this week go? We had so much follow up and crazy stuff going on. So hope everybody's doing great for the weekend. Thanks for joining me here on our very shortened weekend edition. As you know, when I do Daily Distinction on the weekend, it's just kind of a quick check-in, see how everybody's doing, and just give you an idea, a thought about Distinction. So hope your weekend is going great wherever you are. Hope the weather's good wherever you are. A little cloudy and cool in Vegas today. The temperature's 73, which I know is not cool considering where many of you are watching from, but it's autumn in Vegas. So hope everybody's doing great. Thanks for being here today. Hey, Curtis, don't know if you're still home or not, but great for you to check in today. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Down to 67 degrees in Silicon Valley, Charles. Brr. We're going to get the winter coats out. Here we go. Well, today we got a conversation about price and about the objections many times that we encounter as we talk about price. So that's going to be our focus in our short time together today. Hey, before we do that, though, just a reminder that you can get free resources if you haven't signed up already at distinctionnation.com. So if you want to obtain some free resources on what it takes to stand out and move up in a hyper-competitive environment, why, just join us at distinctionnation.com. There's plenty of free resources available for you there. If you haven't already, please go to our Facebook page. Just search for Daily Distinction. Become a member there on our Facebook page for Daily Distinction. And as always, don't forget you can listen to Distinction Radio anytime, particularly on your Amazon device. Just say, Alexa, play Distinction Radio. And you can be listening right in. Ideas about distinction coming your way 24/7. Okay, so let's talk about the price objection in our short time together here. And I'm just as an example, I'm not saying that this is the way it is just in this industry. I want to use this as an example for every industry, right? Okay, so I want you to think about, you're going to get a mortgage for your house. You're going to get a mortgage for the house. What's the first thing that you look for? And if you're like most people, you would say, what's the rate? In fact, the publication Mortgage Banker says that over 70 up to 80% of every borrower's decision making begins. The first question is discussing price, not discussing their credit standing, not discussing any of the other aspects that could come into play. First thing out of the chute is they start talking price. That might seem very similar to whatever it is that you might be selling as an entrepreneur, as a small business person, whatever it might be. Hey, Scott, great to see you. Thanks for popping in today. I appreciate it. So 70 to 80% of the conversations in that business begin with price. Think of that, 4 out of every 5 conversations that you have with somebody, and the first thing they bring up is the price. So pretty price-sensitive marketplace. So what do? Well, first ask, why is that the case? Why do people begin by talking about price? Now, I'm using mortgages as an example, but again, I want you to think about your business and when you get the price question at your business. Why is that the first thing they bring up? Well, the reason is because price is important. We don't want to be one of those folks out there that says price isn't important, because that's just not true. Price is important. It's important to you when you're a customer. My brother-in-law is car shopping today, and Tammy's along with him, and they're out looking at cars. And he is already, it's amazing how much that business has changed. Right? You can go online. He's done a significant part of his shopping online. He's narrowed his options already before he's even left to go out and look. He knows the 3 cars he wants to look at totally different. So then when he gets there, I'll promise you the first thing they're going to be talking about is this your best price? Price is important. There's no doubt about it. And we have to realize that is the case no matter what. Price objections have always ignited a look at whether I provide enough value. Donovan, You're ahead of me. You're exactly right. And hey, to Carrie Land, so great to see you here. I'm glad you're here today. I always enjoy seeing you on Sunday, and thanks for popping in today, Carrie. Okay, so price is important. Let's look at it from the customer's point of view for just a moment. And that is, it's the only question they know to ask. Many borrowers really don't know any other question to ask you because it's the only thing that they think they can compare. I can look at the rate at financial institution A, and I can look at the rate at financial institution B, and I think I'm qualified to assess, right? I can determine if A is better than B, if A is cheaper than B, more expensive than B. I can figure that out. It's the only thing for many prospective buyers that they know to ask about. So maybe you want to help inform them. I understand your question about price, and experienced buyers also have questions about these things. So I'm going to answer your price question, and I want to answer the things that I want to answer the questions that other highly experienced and savvy buyers are asking as well. So you don't have to go through all that of asking that. Let me answer all of these questions that you may have in mind. In other words, you're educating them on what some other smart questions might be that they should be asking. So if it's the only thing they know to ask about, one of your first jobs is to educate them not on other answers. You need to educate them on other intelligent questions about value. To Donovan's point, it's hard to answer the value question if you're never asked about it. But yet part of the reason you may never be asked about it is because the customer doesn't know to ask. They don't know anything else is important. So education is part of what we have to do in the entrepreneurial or small business process. It's critical. It's absolutely critical. Third, they don't see any other way that you can create meaningful differentiation, right? I mean, there's other ways, but if they don't know that there are other ways to create meaningful differentiation, all they know is to focus on price. So again, it gets back to education. You've got to educate them in what are some other meaningful ways that you can differentiate from the competition. Okay, so again, using mortgages as an example, what would I do to create some meaningful differentiation in that space? Well, what if we talk about better and constant communication? In other words, this may be the best rate today, but who knows where we're going to be in 6 months? And so, for example, if you're on a variable rate loan, I'll continue to communicate with you to get you locked in if we see a trend in interest rates going up. If the Federal Reserve, as they talk about, maybe interest rates are going to go lower, we're going to stay in constant communication. This is not a one-time. So that if the rates are lower, I can automatically work with you and get you into the lower rate to lower the payment that you're paying now. Or you could get a better rate if you had better credit scores. And I understand that you might not have gone through the process of getting your credit score as high as it could and should be. So as part of what we offer credit counseling services. So while the rate may be a little lower elsewhere than what I'm offering you right now, because there is the possibility that I can get your credit score higher, that might kick you into a better interest rate than what I'm currently able to offer. It's part of the service that we provide when you choose us to do business. Problem-solving services. What if you were kind of like their concierge, that you could provide them with moving services or a coupon for a discount with U-Haul? All these types of things that could come into play. Quicker approvals, emphasize the security of what you do and how you do it, and the security that they will have. Maybe you have LifeLock as a part of what you do so that they know that their credit isn't going to be damaged as they're going through this application process. All of these are things that you can and should be doing to make a difference, right? To make a difference. But again, if they don't know to ask it, they're not going to be. particularly a first-time homeowner isn't going to come to you and say, by the way, do you have credit counseling services as a part of our relationship? They don't know to ask that. You got to bring that up. So finding ways to create this, and I don't like calling it added value. A lot of folks call it added value. And I shy away from that because value that is added can be as easily subtracted. And I'm always afraid that somebody's going to pull the rug out from under me with one of the services that I'm relying on. I want it to be value integrated. I want to be woven into the fabric of what you do. It's part of your DNA to bring this to your customers because that's how you get away from battling about price every time. So customer education is absolutely critical, no matter what it is that we do. You might be selling the house that they're going to go get the mortgage on. You might be whatever it is out there. We've got to find ways to show and to enhance the differentiation that is meaningful in the marketplace. In other words, we got to find ways to create distinction. Hey, I hope you are having a fantastic Saturday. I hope you are going to have an awesome weekend. Don't forget, we'll check in tomorrow at the same time for a quick check-in. And don't forget as well, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Ken and Glenn Show with a guy named Scott Glenn going to be joining us from Atlanta, where he is filming The Resident for Fox Television. Look forward to checking in with those guys tomorrow. Charles, we need to talk about terms, not just price. Yes, absolutely. Exploring the openings. And see, there you go. Those aspects enhance the value. They enhance the value of what they bring. And you become the professional that is prescribing, not just selling. And I just love that. That is so fantastic. So thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you being here. I look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow for the Sunday edition, and hope you're having a great day. Look forward to catching up with you on the next edition of Daily Distinction. Have a great one.